Hello class, welcome to another episode of Absinthe Minded. We're going to do another taste experiment. Today is Austrian absinthe called Mephisto. I've never had any absinthe from Austria, so I'm very curious. I'm a little concerned because this is super green in color. Normally absinthe, when it's green, is, kind of a lukewarm green. This one is very, very green, Ninja Turtle green. So I'm a little concerned. I'm not sure why, if it's dye or if it is something natural. I need to research because it just looks a little scary to me. So I'm going to see what's happening. Now, last time I drank out of, again, an official absinthe glass that you could purchase for about 10 bucks online. But if you don't want to do that, we're just going to do a regular, pint glass, to support our local sports team. Now, also, instead of a slow dripper, what I'll do is we can always use water bottle. Just cut a little piece in the cap, and you could freeze it, half freeze it, and then you could get a really good cold absinthe. So I'm very curious. Once I pour it too, I want to see how green it actually is outside of this bottle. And yeah, that is super green. I've never seen an absinthe this green before. So obviously it's not going to slow drip as much as R, but we could still, get a little bit of a good kind of slow drip. So it's not, as authentic as dripper, but it's still, successful. If you don't have any kind of slow drip or anything. So, since we're dealing with a pint glass, about halfway would be the equivalent of the kind of normal regulation style absinthe glass. All right, it smells chemically. I'm concerned. Yeah, that smells a bit chemically. Almost if you were to kind of probably microwave a Jolly Rancher. That's kind of the smell, like sour apple Jolly Rancher. That's the smell I think you would get. All right, so let's try it. All right, that is pretty bad. That's actually bad. This is probably my least favorite absinthe I've ever had in my entire life. It's bitter. It tastes like candy. It definitely has this kind of like chemical candy. I think the Jolly Rancher apple is probably the best taste that I could say that you would be familiar with. It is if you just kind of melted hard candy that had like an apple flavor to it and just added water. This isn't good, but I'll give it another shot. But this is I don't even want to drink this. I'm going to do it again. Oh, that is bad. Okay. This is terrible. Okay, so this definitely gets an F. This is so bad. And I just drank it again. Okay. This gets an F. I didn't really want to judge it by, the cover, but that's just such an unnatural green color. And I'm assuming, and I'll look into that and I'll post more information when I find it, that this is just made for mass market and this is not slow distilled or any kind of good process that a normal absinthe should have. This was still pretty expensive in a big bottle. The sample, I think the sample was 4 or 5. So the sample wasn't that bad, but the regular size, 750 milliliter was, I want to say, close to 60. It was anywhere from 50 to 60. So obviously I'm glad I didn't do that. So this, I can't believe that I'm giving an absinthe an F. I would never recommend this ever. So let me get that. Again, Mephisto from Austria. That's so sad. I hope Austria has better absinthe in the future. I will seek out better absinthe to make sure the real absinthe makers in Austria are well represented. But definitely do not drink this. This is terrible. Do not drink this unless, you know what, hey, if melted Jolly Rancher type water is your thing, then you'll love it. If not, you'll hate it and you'll think that it's poison. So this concludes our taste experiment. Epic failure today. This is an F. This is F. Do not do it. Do not drink this unless you hate somebody. Then that's when you give it to somebody. If you hate somebody but still need to impress them, you could be like, oh, hey, here's some absinthe. Oh, and they could be like, wow, I've never had absinthe. And then they'll probably hate you in absinthe forever, but it would be worth it just to look at their face as they're drinking this, because chances are, if they're a normal human being, they will hate this. This is awful. All right, class dismissed. Get out of here.